everyone, and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to crochet step by step this beautiful tote bag, which is crocheted around a base, and on the sides we have worked the bubble stitch. Now let's go ahead and see the materials that I'm going to use and how to start. The material that I'm going to use for my bag is the base that's made out of synthetic leather. Okay. Which is 28 centimeters by 80, and it's been lined on the inside. Okay, my two bag handles, which are 60 centimeters each. Now, I'm also going to put a synthetic leather lining on the inside. This way my bag is going to last longer and it's going to give a nice shape on my bag. And it also has a pocket so we can put stuff in here. Okay, and a zipper in which we're going to crochet around and we're going to attach it on the purse in the end. If you do not want to attach the zipper, you can add a magnetic button. And the yarn that I'm going to use is 100% polyester rope, which is very lightweight. This way when we work the bubble stitch on our purses, we have a light result in the end because we use a lot of yarn when we use the bubble stitch. Okay, and I'm going to use a 6mm crochet hook. Now let's go ahead and start. I have already started with my chain and I have 28 chains. Okay, now for the large bag I want two pieces that are going to be the sides of my purse, which are going to be 22 centimeters wide and 30 centimeters tall. Okay, so I have started with 28 chains. And row number 1 is going to be a row of single crochet, so I'm going to have as a result a total of 27 singles crochet. So starting from the second chain, put your hook and work your first single crochet. 1, next chain, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4, 5, 6, and keep crocheting up until you have 27 single crochet. I've completed row number 1 with a total of 27 single crochet. Now we're going to start row number 2 by chaining 1 and turn your work. So row number 2 is going to be a row of single crochet again. So starting from the first stitch, work your first single crochet, 1, next stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep crocheting again until you have 27 single crochet. I've worked my 27 single crochet and I'm going to start row number 3, which is going to be my first row of repetitions, and we're going to start our bubble stitch. So chain 1 and turn your work. Starting from the first stitch, I'm going to work 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch, I'm going to work my bubble stitch. So usually we work 5 double crochet together as one stitch in a bubble stitch. But now in order to save some yarn, we're going to work 4 double crochet in the bubble stitch. Okay, so yarn over once and put your hook for the first time in the stitch. Grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last 2 on your hook. Yarn over once, go in the same stitch for a second time, yarn over once, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last one in your hook. Yarn over once, put your hook for a third time in the same stitch, yarn over once, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last one in your hook, yarn over once and put your hook for a fourth and last time in the same stitch, yarn over once and pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last one in your hook. So we've worked a total of 4 stitches and we have 5 loops in our hook. So grab the yarn and pull through all of those 5 loops and tighten up your yarn. Starting from the next stitch, we're going to work 3 single crochet in a row. 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch, we're going to work our bubble stitch again. So yarn over once and put your hook for a first time in the same stitch. Sorry, I meant to say yarn over once and put your hook in the next stitch. Okay, so in the next single crochet, yarn over once, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last 2 on your hook. Yarn over once, put your hook in the same stitch for a second time, yarn over once and pull through 2, leave the last one on your hook. Yarn over once, put your hook in the same stitch for a third time, yarn over once, pull through 2 loops and leave the last one on your hook. Yarn over once and put your hook for a fourth and last time in the same stitch, yarn over once and pull through the first 2 loops. So I've worked again 4 stitches and 5 loops. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 5 loops. Tighten up and starting from the next single crochet, work 3 stitches in a row. 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch now, again, we're going to work a bubble stitch. This is the last one that we're going to work together for this row. Okay, so yarn over once, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 2, yarn over once, for a second time, go in the same stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 2, yarn over once, put your hook in the same stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 2, and for the fourth and last time, yarn over once, put your hook in the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. Again, we have a total of 4 stitches and 5 loops. Grab the yarn, pull through all of those 5 loops. Starting from the next single crochet, work 3 single crochet in a row. 1, 2, and 3. Now keep working the rest of the row off camera, and the last 3 stitches are going to be the 3 single crochets. But when I do my last bubble, I'm going to turn the video back on to finish row number 3 together and start row number 4. I finished all the bubbles for my row and I have a total of 6 bubbles, and I'm left with only 3 stitches in which I'm going to work my last 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and my last stitch, 3. Now chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to start row number 4, which is the second row of repetitions, starting from the first single crochet. So this is the wrong side, and in every wrong side, so every row after the bubble stitches, we're going to be working 1 row of single crochet. So starting from the first stitch, work 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 1 single crochet on top of the bubble stitch. So right up here where we see like a little eye up here, the stitch, put your hook and work a single crochet. Then again 1 single crochet on top of each of the next 3 single crochet, 5, 6, and 7. Again on top of the bubble stitch, so right up here on the top stitch that I can see, 8, and keep working 1 single crochet in every stitch. Make sure you have a total of 27 single crochet. I've completed row number 4, which, as I mentioned earlier, is my second row of repetitions. Now we're going to start row number 5, which is the third row of repetitions. So chain 1 and turn your work. So in this row, we want the bubble stitches to fall in between of those bubble stitches of the first row that we made, okay? So start by working 1 single crochet in the first stitch, okay? And in the second stitch, work your bubble stitch. So yarn over once and put your hook for the first time in the stitch. Grab the yarn, pull through 2. Yarn over once for a second time. Yarn over once, pull through 2. yarn over once for a third time, yarn over once, pull through 2, yarn over once for a fourth time, grab the yarn, pull through 2, so again we have 4 stitches, 5 loops, close them together, pull the yarn, and now again work 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So the rest of the row is worked in the same way we did the previous one. 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch again we're going to work our bubble stitch. So yarn over once for the first time, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 2. Yarn over once for a second time, grab the yarn, pull through 2. Yarn over once for a third time, grab the yarn, pull through 2. Yarn over once for a fourth time, grab the yarn, and pull through 2. So again I have 4 stitches, 5 loops, close them together. Pull the yarn to tighten up and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Bubble stitch in the next stitch, 3 single crochet, and so on. And we're going to finish our row with a bubble stitch in the second stitch before the last and a single crochet in the last stitch for the row. Once I finish my row, I'm going to turn my video back on. I'm almost done with row number 5. Okay, I've done my last bubble stitch and I'm going to work a single crochet in the last stitch for this row. Okay, and in this row, in the third row of repetitions, we have a total of 7 bubble stitches. Now chain 1 and turn your work. This is row number 6 and the fourth and last row of repetitions. So start in, and we have mentioned earlier that in the wrong side of our work, we're always crocheting single crochet. So starting from the first stitch, work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet on top of the bubble stitch, 2, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochet, 3, 4, 5, 1 single crochet on top of the bubble stitch, 6, and keep crocheting up until you have 27 single crochet. I've completed row number 6, which is the fourth and last row of repetitions. Now we're going to start our repetitions all over again, starting from the first row of repetitions. So chain 1 and turn your work. So we're going to do the same exact steps that we did in row number 3. So what did we do? We started by working 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch, I'm going to work my bubble stitch. So start 1, same stitch, 2, same stitch, 3, same stitch, 4. Grab the yarn and close all those 5 loops together and tighten up. Now continue by working 3 single crochet in the next stitches, bubble stitch, 3 single crochet, bubble stitch. Okay, and keep repeating the row the same way we did row number 3 down here. Okay, then the next row of repetitions, turn your work and work 1 single crochet in every stitch. Next row of repetitions, we're going to follow the steps that we did right here in row number 5 by working 1 single crochet in the first stitch, bubble stitch in the next stitch, 3 single crochet, bubble stitch, 3 single crochet, bubble stitch, and finish the row by working a bubble stitch in the second before the last stitch and a single crochet in the last and single crochet in the other side. So keep repeating the steps of rows 3 to row 6 up until you finish working your piece, and we want it to be 30 centimeters tall. Once I reach my 30 centimeters, I'm going to turn my video back on to mention how many rows I did in total, okay, and what to do next in order to continue with her bag. I've completed working my piece and have worked a total of 39 rows, starting from the beginning to the end. So my last rows are I have made up until repetitions of row number 4, okay, and then I did an extra row of single crochet on the right side of my piece. Okay, so the last 3 rows are my row of the bubble stitch that I start in the second stitch. When I turn in the wrong side, I made 1 row of 1 single crochet in every stitch, as I do in the repetitions of row number 4, and then I worked 1 more row of single crochet. So I have a total of 39 rows. Now, in order to close up my piece, to finish off, I'm going to chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. And when I finish, because these ropes, once if you take a piece and you start pulling, it starts frogging. So I want to make sure that I burn the piece, okay, to make sure that my yarn won't frog. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead off camera and I'm going to crochet a second piece in the same exact way, a total of 39 rows. And when I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to continue with her bag. I've completed crocheting my both pieces, so both sides of my bag are ready. Okay, and I've weaved in my end on the top part where I finish. I weaved in on the back loops of the single crochet, okay, on the inside. And down here, I weaved in on the chains that I made in the beginning. Now let's go ahead and see how to crochet on the base of my bag. I'm going to start crocheting with a 3.5mm crochet hook, so it goes through each hole easily. Okay. Now I'm not going to mention that each base has a certain number of holes because they are punched on hand. They're handmade, so each base might have a different number of holes on it. So I'm going to take my hook and put it somewhere in the center of the base, and take the yarn from the back and pull it to the front, and pull the loop as high as you need to bring it to the edge of the base. Okay, we do not want to make it too tight because our base is going to fold and it's not going to look nice. So take the yarn and pull it through the loop and put your hook in the same hole and work 1 single crochet. In the next hole, put your hook and work again 2 single crochet. One and 2. Next hole, again 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. So keep working 2 single crochet in every hole up until you reach the corner over here, where I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to work our corner and how to continue. Now, because as I mentioned earlier, those bases are punched by hand, okay, the holes are punched by hand. If your holes are very close to each other, you can work an increase in every second stitch. So in one hole, work 1 single crochet, next 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. It's how you see the holes punched on your base. And on this base, because the holes are pretty far apart, I need 2 single crochet in every stitch. Now, as if when crocheting 2 single crochet in every hole, at a point you see that you have too many stitches together, you can work 1 single crochet in the next hole and keep going crocheting 2 single crochet. So there's not really an exact rule to go by crocheting on those bases. Is crochet as you go to see what looks better on the eye. I've almost reached the point for the corner. Now, the way that I'm going to work the corner now, I'm going to work all 4 corners of my bag, of my base. So I've worked 2 single crochet in every hole. In the hole before the corner, I'm going to work 1 single crochet. In the corner, I'm going to work 5. And in the hole after the corner, again, I'm going to work 1 single crochet. So let's start. 1 single crochet in the hole before the corner. 5 single crochet in the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and last single crochet, 5, 1 single crochet in the next hole. Okay, so in the hole that's before and after my corner, I will always crochet 1 single crochet. In the rest of them, I'm gonna work 2 single crochet in every hole, 1, 5, 1, 2 single crochet on the other side, 1, 5, 1 single crochet, 1, 5, 1 single crochet in the other corner, and work 2 single crochet up until you reach the spot where we started. When I reach my last hole, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to assemble our purse. I've completed crocheting all around, and this is how my bag looks like at this point. Now I've worked my last 2 single crochet in the last hole, and I'm going to put my hook in the first single crochet that I worked, and I'm going to work a slip stitch. Chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. Make sure you weave in and you burn your tail over here to make sure your yarn does not frog. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the side parts of our bag that we crocheted already with a bubble stitch to our base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure from the one side of my base to the other, and I have a total of 80 centimeters. I want the center of those 80 centimeters, and so I want to put a stitch marker at my 40 centimeters. So right here at the 40 centimeters, I'm going to put my stitch marker because this is the center of the base. I want to do the same exact thing on the other side. Okay, on this side, on the white part, I want to find the center on this part as well and attach your stitch marker. Once I do that, I'm going to take the one piece that I've made, that I've crocheted with a bubble stitch, and because this right here is going to be the base, the bottom part of the purse, of the bag, I want to center, to adjust the side that are my beginning chains, because on the top part, the one that's going to be visible, I want to have my single crochet, and I want to be looking at the bubble stitches, because if you attach your piece with the bubble stitch looking downwards, it's going to be on the inside of your bag. Okay, so my base, it's on the good side, and my bubble stitches are on the good side as well. So find your center stitch on your piece as well. So we have a total of 27 stitches. The center stitch is the 14th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this right here is my center stitch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the same stitch marker from the bag on the base right here on my piece. And what I'm going to do now with needle and thread, I am going to sew very simple, very quick all around to adjust the side piece on the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out, making sure you don't lose your centers. Okay, so stretch out and sew right here on the bottom. We want to sew, and I'm explaining verbally because I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, we want to sew from the top going downwards on the base, and then again going upwards. This is going to help us to assemble our purse very easy, to assemble our bag, because once we do that, all the stitches are going to be aligned and we're going to be able to crochet or single crochet very easy to assemble the bag. Okay, so I'm going to sew the one side, the bottom, and the other side going upwards. The top part we do not crochet because it's going to be the top part of our bag. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side as well. Center your piece. Okay, center your piece. Go ahead and sew very simple and quick all around to adjust all the stitches together. So then we're going to be able to work our single crochet all around to join all the sides of our bag. I've sewn both of my sides, and this is how it looks like. What I did is I put stitch markers on the corners and on the center, and it was easier for me to sew my bag. So I've sewn both sides. Okay, and this is how my bag looks like at this point. So what we really want to see is if my bag is crooked. This is why we sew, and if you think that your bag is crooked, this means that at some point you stitched more stitches or less and your bag is pulling the sides and it's not standing correctly. So since my bag is standing correctly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start working single crochet to join the two sides. Okay, so now let's start joining. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here from the corner, and I'm going to be working in the back loops of the single crochet that I've worked around the base. Now what's important to mention is we do not have to go through each single crochet as we go ahead and stitch around. We want to go in every single crochet that we think that we will have a nice result in the end, because there are too many single crochet right here on the side, you might get a wavy result once you join. So it's important to just go into the stitch that seams that's going to be the next to crochet into, and this is why that we stitched around before we start. We sewed around before we start working our single crochet. This way both sides stand where they have to be to get a nice and neat and straight result. So just go, there's not a rule or a certain number of stitches that you have to crochet around. Just make sure you crochet along the stitches that you have stitched together to have a nice and straight result in the end. So what we're going to do, we're going to be working in the back loops of the single crochet that we worked on the base. So this is my single crochet when I work in the stitch. This is the front loop and this is the back loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting my hook in the center of those two loops and grab the back loop. So grab the back loop and the corner stitch over here and attach the yarn. So grab the yarn and pull it through both loops, chain one, put your hook in the same stitch and work a single crochet. Now put your hook in the next stitch and work one single crochet. And because the single crochet that I just worked seems that it's touching the next single crochet, I'm going to skip that stitch and I'm going to go ahead and work a single crochet in the next one. Okay, this is what I meant earlier when I said that we do not have to go through each single crochet. Just make sure you're grabbing both sides of the bag to join them together. Okay, next stitch, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, next stitch. So see, I'm gonna skip the next stitch because the single crochet again is touching the single crochet that the next single crochet. So I'm not gonna go in the stitch that's on the next single crochet I'm going to skip it and go into the stitch after that. Okay, so keep working single crochet all around, and this is how it looks when we join. When we work in the back loop only, we have a little outline over here with the front loops. See? So keep working single crochet all around, and when I finish I'm going to turn my video back on to see how it looks. I've completed working my single crochet all around, and this is how my bag looks like at this point. Okay, the base, and then going upwards. So once you finish, once you work your last single crochet, chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. And then go on to the other side and start joining. Okay, again starting from the first single crochet, join all around, and once I finish joining my second side as well, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to continue. I've joined both of my sides, my one side and my other, with single crochet, and I've weaved in my ends on the inside right here on the single crochet that I worked on the base. Now make sure you burn your ends, because this kind of yarn tends to frog. So if you do not burn the end, okay, to stick it together, your bag is going to start frogging by itself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work single crochet all around the top. Now again, there is not a particular rule that you need to make such a number of single crochet or make so and so increases. What we want to have is a nice result when we look at it, to have a correct result once you're seeing it. So if you see as you work your one single crochet in every stitch, if you see little bumps, that means that we have made too many single crochet. So go ahead and skip a stitch and work in the next one. Now as you go through, your yarn is pulling as if you're not working enough single crochet. Work an increase in that stitch. So an increase means 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So what I really want to do is try to have 1 single crochet in every stitch, but make sure you're aware of what I just mentioned. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I have already burned my end, so as I go through, work my single crochet, weaving in the end as well. So I'm going to start right here in the corner, and I'm going to go ahead and grab both of the stitches of the single crochet, attach the yarn, work a chain and a single crochet in the same stitch that I just attached my yarn. Go ahead in the next stitch and work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So we're not working back loops anymore, we're working regularly in each stitch. 1 single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So keep working 1 single crochet. Once I reach right here in the corner, I'm going to turn my video so we can work the corners together. I've worked 1 single crochet in every stitch, and this is how it looks like so far. Now I'm right here in the corner where I'm going to work my last stitch here, and then I'm going to jump over and go ahead and work on the sides. Now because there's a big gap between those 2 stitches, the last single crochet and the single crochet up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 2 single crochet in the last single crochet on this side. So this is an increase, 1, same stitch, 2, and in the next, go ahead and jump over to the next single crochet over here and work again 2 single crochet in that same stitch, 1, same stitch, 2. Now go ahead and work 1 single crochet in every stitch and work all the corners the same way, just work this one. Once I reach right here before the end, I'm going to turn my video to see how to continue. I've completed crocheting 1 single crochet all around, and I'm back to the beginning. I've worked my increase here in the corner, I've worked my 2 single crochet, and now right here Where I joined my yarn and worked my first single crochet, I'm going to put my hook in the same stitch and work one more single crochet in the end. This way I have my increase in this corner as well. And then put your hook in the first single crochet for this row and work a slip stitch, chain 1, and now go ahead off camera. We're going to go ahead and work 2 more rows of single crochet. Okay, do not turn your work in every row, just go ahead in the round and work 2 more single crochet. Again, what we have to be aware of is that if our work is pulling as if it's getting tighter, go ahead and work an increase in the same stitch, so 2 single crochet in that same stitch. If your work seems as if it's getting wide, as if you're working too many stitches, go ahead and skip a stitch. Okay, so we're gonna have a nice result in the end. Once I finish my 2 rows, I'm gonna turn my video back on to see how to attach the back handles. I've completed crocheting a total of 3 rows all around. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hook in the first single crochet for this row, slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. Now go ahead and weave in the end on the inside and make sure you burn the end so your yarn doesn't start frogging. Once we do that, now we're going to attach the back handles. Okay, so what we want to do right here on the top, we want to find the center of the base. So take your measuring tape and measure from the one side to the other, and we have a total of 28 centimeters. Now the center is right here where we have the 14. And we want to attach each hook from our handle 8 centimeters to the right and 8 centimeters to the left of the center of our bag. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right here you can put a stitch marker so you know where the spot is. You're going to attach the one side of the handle right over here. And then again, counting from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 centimeters. The other one, so I'm just doing it real quick. Okay, now in order to attach the handles, you're going to take yarn from the yarn that's left that we worked our bag and go ahead and sew around right here up until you think your handle is nice and steady on your bag. So I'm going to go ahead and work both handles, okay, one on the one side, do the other side in the same exact way, and once I finish I'm going to show how to attach the zipper. I've completed attaching my back handles, and this is how they look like. And this is how it is on the inside. I have weaved in all of my ends. I brought the yarn down with my crochet hook and I weaved it in on the inside of those single crochet that I worked around my base. So now if you have a magnetic button, this is the time to attach it on your purse. Or if you have the zipper, as I do, we're going to see how to crochet around our zipper. So this is a very nice and easy way to adjust a zipper on your work. So what we're going to do is we're going to work around the same way we did on the base. Okay, we're going to start on the one hole, go around, work increase, increase, reach the last hole here, and fasten off. Attach the yarn again on the one corner, go around, reach the other corner, and fasten off. So let's go ahead and see how to do that. Okay, so right here on the one corner, put your hook. Again, we're crocheting with a 3.5 millimeter. Grab the yarn from the back and bring it through the hole. And as we did on the base, you want to reach the loop up until the edge of the zipper and work a chain. Now put your hook in the same hole and work one single crochet. Now put your hook in the next hole and work 2 single crochet in the same hole. 1, same stitch, 2. Next hole, again 2 single crochet, 1, same stitch, 2. Now right here in the corner I'm going to work 5 single crochet in the same hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last stitch, 5. Okay, now go ahead in the next hole and work 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, 2 single crochet in the next hole, 1 and 2, and this is how my zipper looks like so far. So keep working in the same exact way all around. As I mentioned earlier, fasten off, attach the yarn the same exact way we did here, work around, reach the other corner and fasten off. Once I finish crocheting around my zipper, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to attach it. I've crocheted all around my zipper and this is how it looks like. And what I did off camera, because it's impossible to fit this big bag under the video camera, what I did is I adjusted the zipper on my bag. So this is how it looks like. You want to grab the corners with the corners of your bag. Okay, grab them with stitch markers. Okay, do the same thing on the other side as well. And what you're going to do, you're going to sew the zipper on the bag. So the way you're going to sew is going from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Again, as we did in the rest of the bag, you do not have to go all around and stitch every single stitch together. Okay, just stitch the stitches that match together up until you have a nice result, a nice end result on your bag. So I'm going to go ahead, start from the one side and sew up until the other side, fasten off. Again, start sewing on the one side up until the other. Okay, so once I finish sewing my zipper all around, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to attach the lining on the inside. I've completed attaching my zipper all around and this is how it looks like on both sides. Okay, now if you're not going to add your lining, the hard lining that I showed in the beginning of the video, your bag is ready. Okay, but since I'm going to attach my lining on the inside, and this lining really helps your bag to last longer, it's better than adding just a simple lining, and it helps the bag to stand nicer. Okay, so I'm just going to take the lining and put it on the inside, and you really line your bag in like 5 minutes with this material. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and I'm going to adjust it on the inside. I'm going to sew with the yarn that's left from the yarn that I'm using for the bag. I'm going to sew the one side, fasten off, and then I'm going to turn on the other side and adjust it on here as well. Okay, and go ahead and sew on the other side as well. And then I'm going to turn my video back on to see how our bag looks completed. I've completed attaching my lining and this is how it looks like. At first sight, you might think that the lining is a lot bigger than your purse, but once you stretch it out in all the corners down here, it fits just right. Hey, look how beautifully our purse stands once we have attached the lining on the inside. Perfect. So thanks for watching. Thanks to Magenta Art Workshop. It's a store here in Greece that sends us all this beautiful material so we can try it out and make these beautiful bags. You can find Magenta Art Workshop, its website, under the video in the About section or in the pinned post under the video. Again, thanks for watching. Bye bye.